What's up, y'all? I told y'all I was going to do it. And this is another lovely episode of It's Okay Not to Be Okay. Now, I told y'all I was going to do an episode about grief. My dumb behind. I'm going to call myself dumb on this one. Because what I should have did, this is what I should have did, and this is what I would normally do with a better structured episode. Like the ones that I feel like that feel the best of me, all of the episodes I make that feel the best of me is when I say what I'm talking about, I give y'all the definition of what I'm talking about. Sorry about that. Wow, y'all had to hear all that. I'm not retaking this, so y'all got to deal with it. 2:07 a.m. So, in a perfect world, y'all would hear me say the word, read the definition, read like some similar words, you know what I mean? Things that's related to it, examples of the word, you know what I mean? Like, cause grief is hard, man. It's man, look, I saw myself like in sometimes in life, you could really see yourself in third person while still being in your moment. Like, a great example of this is, and I know, all right, this is about to be TMI, trigger warning, whatever. Actually, just take it as you will. There's been certain moments when I'm like intimate where I could see myself in third person. Like I could see what I'm doing. I could see how I'm doing it. And so I be outside of the mode, but I be inside of the mode at the same time. Like I be looking at myself. So I'm having like an outer body experience while I'm, what have you though. Like, but we're talking about grief. So I know I just went left, but just hear me out. Earlier today, I'm thinking about a loved one that passed away. And I start tearing up because you just don't get a chance to say bye. Like, man, look, no matter whenever you lost somebody, just think about it. You never get the chance to say goodbye on your terms for the most part. There's like a 90% chance, 95% chance, 97% chance that you don't get to properly say goodbye the way you would want to. And it's selfish to think that you should have the power to say goodbye to someone on your terms. Like, it's selfish. Like, I'm limiting what I'm talking about right this second about like losing loved ones that have passed away. But let's broaden this out a little bit. I have an episode on here where I quote the script. I quote the script to break even. And I really read the words out. Like, what am I supposed to do? And the best part of me is always you. And what am I supposed to say when I'm all torn up while you're okay? And I'm falling to pieces. Yeah. But think about it, y'all. How many of y'all get to break up with somebody on the right terms? How many of us really get to end relationships like, oh, we're going to amicably be amicable. See, I ain't got it all. I ain't under the influence of nothing. So I'm not even going to say the word, because you see how I just keep messing up the word. I'm glad I'm able to have a human moment with y'all. Amicable. Yeah, but how many of us could say we have parted ways with anyone the way we wanted to, whether they're gone to the afterlife or just gone on with their life without us? Like, grief is something, man. It's something different. It do hit different though. Yeah, I'm quoting somebody. It do hit different. But I say all this to say, it gets hard. It gets difficult to really grasp all the areas of grief that you may have. You never know when you might just bust out. And like, emotions are so, like, emotions don't even have time to deal with us. Do you know, does that make sense to y'all? Because it makes sense to me. Emotions, but I gotta hit y'all with the Dr. Umar. I gotta repeat it. Emotions don't have time to deal with us. Let me repeat that again, my brothers and sisters. Emotion don't have time to deal with us. The emotions are going to just emote emotically. I'm trying to make this lighter than I wanted to, because I really miss, like, I'm selfish when it comes to wanting to say goodbye. You know what I'm saying? Like, man, look, my brother died. What year is this? So my brother died about 21 years ago. You hear me? 21 years ago. There are people that are 21 years old in this world. You feel what I'm saying? Like, and they got full lives doing their thing. You feel? Do y'all hear what I'm saying? My brother died 21 years ago. It has gotten easier to handle, but I feel like if he would have died, when my brother died, man, it was during some of my formative years. You feel me? And because it was during some of my formative years, it put my life in a direction that I'm not proud of. I feel like if I would have, like, I don't care when he would have died, it would have affected me in a certain way, no matter when he died. But unlike an elder passing away, when it's a sibling, like when the elder passed away, it's like, all right, they passed away, I'm a little hurt. I can take that a little bit. But when it's your brother that go, it puts you in a moment like, if he died, I can die sooner than I believe. You know what I mean? And so, I ain't gonna lie to y'all, man. He died before his 25th birthday. So, from ages like 25 to like 35, man, I was out here like, get down on it. Get down. I was out here just getting crazy. Like, you know what I mean? Because I figured, shoot, God must got a plan for me. I lived longer than him. He was smarter than I was. Like, he had the type of brain as to where, like, he could, like, a lot of things educationally wouldn't even faze him. He was going to take GED tests and college aptitude tests, and like he was hustling, taking the diploma test for people, just saying, yeah, that's like there. Say the person name here, raise his hand like he the person here, take their test, boom, 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 pass it. Now, mind y'all, this is before the internet. This is before I could hit record on a device and talk to y'all and talk to the world. You feel me? This was before you could just look things up. You had to have like encyclopedias, bruh. You had to be knowledgeable. You had to really go and put finger to paper. You had to go search for that ink. Do y'all know what I'm saying, though? Like, so I really miss my brother, man. And I wish it was like, it's just, it's hard, man. The whole circumstances around it make me ignore it, though, because it's a lot of circumstances that was around my brother dying that I just, we kind of just brush it all off. Like, as far as I'm concerned, you know what I mean? I try to brush it off because it's crazy. It's super, super duper crazy. Grief, it's weird. I'm going to have grief part 2 that's going to be way more serious than this. But I'm just getting this out of my system while it's on my mind. So, I heard this whole I miss my brother thing. That's not, you feel me? That's not, that's to be expected. Like, it's not a surprise. That's what I'm trying to say. But then you lose, sometimes you lose people that's still living. Yeah, I done said this on the last 7 episodes, man. I miss my ex-girlfriend. I miss her. She was an entertaining person. I ain't gonna drag down nothing and say nothing wrong, but she was an entertaining person. She was all right. I hope she's doing well. Much success to her. To be honest, I lost a best friend because of her, because he was jealous. He ain't gonna want to admit it, but I guarantee you he was. I guarantee you, because I ain't do nothing to him for him to act the way he act towards me. You shake off certain people because they no longer serve you, right? But that don't mean you don't grieve that situation. And that's a living situation. You know what I'm saying? I grieve, man. Look, I miss Holmes. I miss him. I ain't gonna act like I don't miss him. I don't fuck with him. Sorry for my language. Oh well. But I miss him. You know what I'm saying? I miss him dearly. He was a funny guy. But when people ain't for you, they expose their hand. They really do. They expose their hand. And you get to finding out a lot of these quote unquote real individuals aren't real at all. You know, do with that information as you will. But all right, let's get this on a little more serious note. I had a producer, Ricky Stevens. You know what I'm saying? We're just going Ricky Stevens, aka King Ricky. Now, he wasn't exclusively just my producer or nothing. To be honest, he worked with the person that produced my whole album. You know what I mean? Shout out to that guy. You know, Opus on the beat. Shout out to him. I don't know if he could hear this, whatever. But when Ricky died, it hit me hard. I sat in that parking lot. I was on the West Coast. I sat in that parking lot and I cried my eyes out. Selfish, because I'm selfish. It's another Ricky that everybody else was cool with, that we went to school with, that I thought was a cool dude, but I ain't had like the best. I ain't gonna say like we ain't know each other, but you know how you know people, you see him in passing, you dap him up, oh, he a cool dude, da-da-da. His name so happened to be Ricky as well. He passed away. Happened in the same year. So it was like, that was tough. Think about Dean, man. Think about Dean a lot, man. And how I would like my grief, and I know I talked about him on a couple of episodes before, but really though, the fact that I just was so in my bubble, so closed-minded, not trying to reach out when I should have reached out. He probably had something real to tell me, and I never get to find out what it was. So that stings. Selfishly, though, because I know there's people who miss him on a greater capacity than I do, but I really miss him. And there's a lot of other people I could bring up that I miss. But the reason behind this episode is that my oldest uncle, also named Ricky, the oldest of 8, now I just helped him move. You know how black people feel when they gotta help somebody move. We don't be a fan of it, but you know we do it anyway. One of those type. Lost my oldest uncle just recently. He crossed over, you feel me? And he's no longer with us. And the grief hit, man. It hit at the most unexpected times too. You just get to be in your thoughts. Next thing you know, you got fist full of tears. And but yeah, man, lost him, and it's just like, I wish I knew what to say to my other uncles and my father, just to offer them a range of support or what have you. But because think about it, I lost my brother before they lost their brothers. You know what I mean? Before they lost their brother. You know what I'm trying to say? Like, I lost my brother before they lost their brother. I lost my oldest brother. They just lost their oldest brother. It brings me to like a state of like, I'm very sorry that he's gone, and it hurts me. But I can only imagine the hurt that they going through. And I just did all this stalling. Rest in peace to David Barnes. And I'm bouncing around people and stuff, right? But this is the reason why I'm bouncing around people and names and whatnot. Your memory of somebody is not the same as someone else's memory of somebody. You feel me? Like, when I talk about my Uncle Ricky, I only know of him. I knew he was married to somebody else beforehand, right? And I know how that went. I don't know how that went because I was too young. So the only one I know of is the new wife. So just imagine, so all my memories of him is him living way out with his nice little wholesome wife, and they always had like a little dog or something. They always had a nice little dog. It was like him, his wife, and a little dog. Like Fluffy or whatever, Snowball, whatever it might have been named. You know what I'm saying? But he was older. He had his act together. That's where the cookouts used to go at, get thrown at. That's where that's where I remember the first, I think we all got together for like a Thanksgiving. And that's the most memorable Thanksgiving. I think even I got a big old picture of the whole family for that Thanksgiving. Like I might go dig that joint up just to cry for a second. You know what I'm saying? So but I don't remember Ricky when I was a kid. No, I was a kid, but I don't remember him when I was in the infant stages or whatever. I remember a fair amount of people, all the way up to when I was 3, 4, 5, you know what I'm saying? 3, 4, 5, 6. Maybe not so much 3, because you know how life goes. But 4, 5, 6, even 5, 6, 7. But by the time I hit 5, 6, and 7, he was somewhere else. You know what I'm saying? He was on a whole different level. By the time I was 8, 9, 10 years old, he was the established uncle that lived way out somewhere. You know what I'm saying? And it's just God will do that so you don't have the same memory that other people have. I remember, I'm going back to David Barnes now, y'all. Dave, and look, God bless the dead. You feel me? I seen his son. I never met his son, but I seen his son at the funeral. And I was like, yeah, man, sorry about your pops, man. He was a real nice dude, man. He gave me the shirt off his back if he had da-da-da-da-da. And I remember distinctively his son saying, my father? That ain't the same person I know. And so that just goes to show you that everybody has a different role in your life. You know what I'm saying? So what role can you play in somebody's life? Are you going to be known as one thing or known as another thing? Known as with that person or known as with that person? Or, you know what I mean? So it's grief is just something, man. And I'm all over the place because I'm sad. But for some reason, this transition from that uncle has turned, I was going through a form of depression. Yet, when he passed away, it kind of started phasing out. It's turning into something else. Nah, man, what are you going to do with yourself? What you going to do with yourself? Because it's going to be your time soon. Your time to shine soon. So what are you going to do at that time that you get to shine? You feel me? But I've been babbling on for long enough. So I'm going to cut it short. If y'all even stuck through this episode, God bless y'all. Y'all the greatest audience on earth. While I'm here, shout out Vixen's Plaza. If you know, you know. You know what I'm saying? Salute. I love life. I love living life. I love being random. I love the fact that I just get to come on here and blurt out things and not have to be like so structured. Even when I know I want to be more structured, I'm gonna give y'all a grief episode that's gonna be way more structured. But I'm gonna end it, man. And this has been another lovely episode. If it's okay, not to be okay. Okay. Okay.